And okay, we've got you pinned. 10 minutes, take it away.
Okay, so welcome everyone. My name is Armen and I'm a teacher. I live right outside of New York City and I work in Connecticut. And before the pandemic started, I was working in Mauritius. So that's my name here. And I wanted to introduce everyone to a technology that I was using during an online class with students in Senegal. And I'm going to be popping back and forth between the YouTube so that you can have the resource. So the technology is called Loom. And I found this very helpful in recording my classes. And I'm going to give you a little flavor of it today. And then after, we're going to experiment with another technology to do interaction digitally together. And Loom is for screen recording, whatever you're presenting. And I found this a great way to introduce topics to my students. I work predominantly in high school, but I've also worked in universities, and this was an online class for Senegalese students on the topic of conversational cybersecurity. So I'll introduce a little bit of Loom. So if you want to, you can add it onto your Chrome browser. And I'm going to show you, if you see in my screen share, I can play a recording of whatever I'm doing once I have Google Chrome. And I'm sharing it because I'm really into this kind of tech tool. And then I can record whatever I'm presenting. So I can do my whole screen. And this is what I am encouraging you to experiment with. It's became free now. So that's all it is. I wanted to just show it to you. So let's see a little bit about my class in Senegal. And welcome to my English for Cybersecurity class. In it, I have 17 students from Senegal. And what we are doing is we have our classes live on Zoom once a week. And the rest of the week, students are interacting on a closed Facebook group, practicing their writing skills and also practicing presenting vocabulary that they've learned. How do they present it? They present their vocabulary in a creative image. And then I have students like Khalifa Ababakar Way, so you can see a little of their interactions. And they have to also explain their ideas and present their ideas and share with each other. So this is what we do on the closed Facebook group. And it's a really great way to use vocabulary in a relational way. Now I'm going to show you what we do with videos. Is we have something called Flipgrid. And on it, I ask a kind of reflection questions. For my beginner level students, my reflection questions are also complex for them because we'll get a little presentation. And then for my higher level students, let's see. What do they want to share about what they are learning? Because I found interaction and connection was so key, like the other presenters were just saying. And I actually found myself in between jobs when the COVID started. So I started volunteering a lot online, and it gave me a sense of connection and it helped build my confidence. And I think, we're all on a continuum of building ourselves up. And when we can build ourselves up, we can also build students up. So I'm sharing this, it's kind of freezing here right now, but I wanted to introduce everyone to using this technology, which is Loom. And I won't be able to do it in 10 minutes, but at least you get a little sense of what I was doing. Oops, let me see if I can find my screen here. So I will post the video for people who are watching, and I wanted to share this as a little flavor. And the next thing I want to share is using something that's called Padlet. I'm sure many of you have heard of it, and I wanted to share the second thing that I use to keep my students interacting and to keep them engaged. So with the couple of minutes that we do have here, I'm sharing a link with you, and I'm inviting you to join me in the link. And if you go into the link, you'll see that I have the wonderful photo of all the teachers that are working here. And I wanted to invite people to practice interacting with each other digitally in a live way, kind of like how you're doing in the YouTube. And this is another approach to get teachers and students interacting. And I wanted to just share it with you. And the way you do it is you just click on the screen once you have created a login, and if you haven't, it's fine. And I wanted to invite teachers to join me, or whoever is with us, to click on the screen. And you can write a title. And my question is pretty open. And I wanted to invite everyone to experiment with me in telling everyone else what topics do you want your students discussing? Because I found that it's really important to get people talking about things that are important to them. And if we can present it in a way that's engaging, then the students feel more involved. So then I would have making a sample of saying, one topic that I want my students talking about is, and you would put it in. I want my students talking about is, and you would put it. And it's just another way of getting engagement. Students talking about, and you could say it. And that's more or less what I wanted to share about Padlet. If anyone I don't know if people in the YouTube can take a little glance at this, but I would love you to join me right now in putting a post. So one thing I really wanted my students to talk about on another topic was reading, because I'm having in my class presently in Connecticut, they're reading about books and getting them to talk about the main points in books. And I use lots of online resources. And one of them is here. It's called Storybooks. And you can get lots of books in various languages. Another resource that I've been using for books is called Get Epic. You can also get many books for free as a teacher. And I want my students to present their learning about books, for instance, and showing their comprehension of it. So I'm just sharing that as a certain way that you can also get students interacting live inside of Padlet to share about what they understand in what they read. And then what's really nice about Padlet, as you probably may know, and please join me. If you haven't yet joined me in here, I'm only one here, and I think I have another 4 minutes or so. I would love you to practice posting on Padlet with me. So I'm thinking I want my students to do reading, so I'm going to put a little GIF to it. And it's a kind of fun way to get people posting and sharing resources. And this is more or less what I wanted to share. I don't know if anyone has any questions for me, but then I would put up my little post, and it kind of makes learning interactive and fun. It can be like that cat. And then when I'm all done with my presentation, remember I showed you to add this technology, which is called Loom, to your Google Chrome. If you have that, I would click on it. And this is what I've been doing a lot. And it would generate a link for me. And this is a very nice way of getting a screen share recording very quickly. And then you can push it out to your students. So I would click on it, and usually it would just open up. So I believe these are the main points of what I wanted to share with you all today. And don't see anyone jumping in here, but this is where you can do a lot of online interactions with students using Padlet. And that's more or less the main points I wanted to say. It was Padlet is a way of getting people to write, and Loom is a way of getting videos out to your students. So with that, I don't know if there's any questions inside of the YouTube, but I kind of wanted to give a little flavor of what I've been doing with my classes recently.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of good comments. People are interested in the Padlet and like it.
So yes.
Yeah, they're looking for the links and everything else. So don't worry about it. They're there. They're interested. They're just not participating. So Loom is free right now, you said?
So Loom is a paid product, but because we're teachers, you can get unlimited cloud for videos, and it's free right now. They have more paid versions of $10 a month, but right now, yeah.
Good. Yeah, this is a new one for me. I've heard of it once, but It used to be a pay product, so I didn't even bother looking. But that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And
And go
I
ahead.
was just going to say that when you have it, you can create in Loom, you have all of your videos in folders. So I have all my lessons in all the different countries inside of a Loom folder, as if it was a Google Drive of
Mhm.
videos. Yeah.